Welcome back to Lizard of Doom. I am Max, and I'm bringing you another Trench Crusade video, this time sponsored by Trench Crusade. Legitimately, Trench Crusade are sponsoring this video. So they have very kindly provided me with all of the heretic files, and as I am doing a heretic legion, that is very good. So in this video, I'm going to pick what I think is the coolest mini to paint. You've already probably seen the thumbnail, you know what it is. But this is an opportunity for me to tell you it is not too late to back Trench Crusade. So the Kickstarter for Trench Crusade was so successful. Over 26,000 people backed it and they made $5 million. That is insane for a new game on Trench Crusade. That is because there are some pretty good creators behind this. Look into it. Trench Crusade is a skirmish scale miniatures war game that will plunge players deep into a horrific alternate timeline. During the Crusades, rogue Templars dared to defy their deities and unleashed something from hell. The forces of hell were unleashed on Earth, and for 800 years, factions have warred over this. It is now the year of our Lord 1914, and the forces of heaven and hell have ravished the Earth in this apocalyptic nightmare of a war that's gone on for 800 years. This is not just a battle between good and evil, this is a battle over the fate of the humans and their souls and humanity itself. This is an apocalyptic event set in a really cool, deep and interesting timeline. Those who did digitally back the campaign can now collect their files from My Mini Factory's digital pledge manager. Now this pledge manager does also allow people who did not back the campaign to make a late pledge and get the miniatures at a discounted rate. The pledge manager is down below. There's a link in description. This is my link, so if you click that, they will know that I have sent you and it was worth sponsoring this video. You only have until the 13th of February, that's 2 weeks from the day this video goes live, to put in your late pledges to this. So get over there now. And to celebrate this new frontier, they are hosting a painting competition that runs till the 21st of March 2025. So there's 3 categories: best painted miniature, best diorama and best kit bash, which is cool. There is a link for that also down there, which is my link, which will let them know that I sent you, so please do use that link. And the prize pool is worth $10,000 and includes things like 3D printers, paintbrush sets, resin, all kinds of cool things for you to use with your Trench Crusade miniatures. So check out those links if you are interested in Trench Crusade. It is really worth going over there and having a look. So as I said, I now have all of the heretic files. So let's have a little look what I think is the coolest miniatures in this collection. So I've printed off what I think are the 3 coolest models for the heretics in Trench Crusade. Number 1 chops their own noggin off, then floods the battlefield with unholy hymns. It is the Chorister. This one is a really interesting blood magic model. Then we have the Artillery Witch, floating missiles across the battlefield to land on the enemy. And what I think is the most coolest and the one I will be painting in this video, the War Wolf. This actually made me change sub-faction because I wanted to use this model so much. First, I'll give them a little coating of chocolate brown and a dry brushing then of Sylvaneth bark over the top of the fur. Both of these paints will be dry brushed on. There's some lovely texture on this model and the print is perfect. Now Le Sponge! He is going to save the day with some rust. Dark rust, medium rust and orange brown from AK. And a little bit of this silver on the teeth later on to add a little bit of sharpness. These models are beautiful and you can go as hard or as easy as you want. I've had a nice chill time painting this model. It is something that doesn't have an overcrowding of detail, which is something I'm coming to not like so much in some of the like GW sculpts. This is the perfect level of detail and interest for you to pick how hard you want to go on this miniature. You can sponge it out like me, or you can painstakingly take time glazing these armor panels up, and it is perfect for either style of painting. I actually painted this model up whilst doing a hobby hangout on Discord with some of the Patreons. If you want to join that, join the Patreon, as little as £1. You can join our hobby hangouts every Wednesday from 5 PM till 10 PM GMT. It's a lot of fun. We just have a chat and discuss what's going on in our lives and nerdy things. But they help me come to a decision on the next part. The rest of the metallic bits would be covered in this dark silver. This is for the more surgical looking spine implants and the tubes going all over them, just to differentiate them from that rusty metal. It was a good call, and it is all down to SockDootums in the Discord that I made this call, and it is the perfect way to distinguish between armour and technical pieces. A little bit of that silver colour from earlier on the teeth to make them look sharp, and a few highlights on those pipes and bits and bobs to shine them out as well. A black base and a flat earth base now for the rocks on the base in black and the tubes that go along those metal pipes, and then the nails and skulls for that flat earth. Dry brushing and splodging up now with dark sea blue and anthracite grey on those rocks. Just give them a bit of texture, make them look a little bit eerie and weird, some light grey blue rocks on the battlefield. Then I would move on to doing the skulls and nails. These would be an interesting part of the model because I would be layering them up very kind of roughly, and it will look quite painterly and in a weird style. It's a style I don't normally paint in, but I thought I would go for it now. And then what I would do afterwards, after I'd used this buff and pale sand to do those really rough highlights on these areas. Look at that. That is very splodgy. I will then be going back to the flat earth base and glazing them down to kind of smooth them all out a bit. I also knew that after these steps I would be doing a quite dark wash over the top of the entire model to bring that kind of grimdarky, gross feeling that Trench Crusade is portraying so fantastically with their models. So although this looks very bright and very rough now, it will look very nice and textured when it comes to the final product, but not as splodgy and rough. The wash and the glaze will both help to smooth this out and add the darker tones I need in this model. Before that though, there's places you can't reach with a sponge sometimes without hitting too much of the rest of the model, so I tried my best to randomly fix these areas with a bit of the same paint on a paintbrush while the nails and skulls dried, and then I moved back to do that glaze of the original colour over the top to help blend them out just a little bit, but still leaving some texture. Now I use a little bit of Terminator stone on that rock because it wasn't quite picked out enough for me. It needed a little bit more, and because it's a nice sculpted piece that you can 3D print that comes with the Warwolf, it needed to be pulled out a little bit more before I drowned it in brown so you would see the brighter edges when it was a finished piece. Now some Stirland Battlemire texture paint for the base, putting it on with this little spatula sculpting tool and pushing it in around all the details there with the rock. I like to make it look like my Trench Crusade minis are in the middle of a boggy, horrible field. Now a little Agrax Earthshade over the entire thing when that was dry. This will help go into the recesses, deepen those parts, but also blend all of the browns together to become the dirty, dark mess that I'm aiming for at the end. Once this is done, all I need to do is a little bit more of the dryad bark dry brushed over the base, and then add some tufts as well to make it look like it's a real living environment. On the whole though, I'm really happy with how this has turned out for such a simple paint job. The sculpt is perfect, and this will make a really nice centerpiece for my Trench Crusade Heretic Warband, and I'm really looking forward to getting this on the table. So do check out those links down below if you want more Trench Crusade in your life and want to check out a cool painting competition from this cool company. I've had a really nice relaxed time painting this model, but I want to see how far you guys can push this and enter that painting competition. I've got the Lizard of Doom Discord where you can come and join us and post work in progress pictures for whatever you're working on, but make sure you do tag me in that if it is this competition, because I do want to see your entries too. Thank you to my Patreons. The link is up there if you want to join now. Shablam. And their names will be over the end credits as per usual. Remember, it is not a pile of shame, it is a pile of future fun. Leave a like for the like god and a comment for the algorithm throne. I'll see you next time, kids. Peace.
Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.